how to add documentation to columns and tables. Table. We can go in and during our design, we can come over and put a description in. As you see, for partition ID, I have primary key for partition table. Partition root ID is a foreign key to the partition table. And the question is now, how do I get these descriptions to go into a report? Okay, so I created a report for this proof of concept on that particular table I just showed you. And when I do a preview, as you see, when I hover over partition ID, I get primary key for a partition table, foreign key for key to the partition root table, etc. So this is pulling from the MS description, which is the extended property, which is what we know of as the description of the column, and this will pull from that. Of course, I had to wire it up to do that, and I'll show you how I did that. In here, I'm going to change primary key for partition table. I'm going to temporarily change that to, oh no, this is something else. Okay, so I changed that. So I'm just going to save that to when I go over to my report and I refresh it. I should see the same thing when I hover the report. So I come over here, I hover, and I see, oh no, this is something else. Okay, now I have a second data set called captions, and that's what I'm getting when I hover over these areas. So captions, I generically name them column 1 through 5. This is not, this is just specific to this report. So, but the code is important if you wanted to go further with this concept. Get caption info. It brings back 5 columns, and this is where I do a little trickery. Caption info and modify. Now here is a query for how I get that. Okay, what I've done here, I've taken some code I've found on the internet, which is very easy to find. I think it's even on MSDN. And this code, in this code here, I use a function for the extended property. And I set up a row number. I'm not going to go through all this. You can look at it. But it calls it from the sys extended properties column. And I'm telling you what table. And when I run that, it gives me, in this case I only have 5 of them set up. So it gives me the column name, the extended property, and the row number. There are also, in the examples, there's you can also get table name and some other things which you might need. Went ahead and just bring it back this way, and then inside of the caption here, I run some logic. Again, it's hitting CPU cycles, so I don't think it's going to kill your performance in any way. But here's the code I'm using. I'm using a basic switch statement, which is going over to that captions data set. It finds the so that's how I use the got descriptions in for my columns to make them one place documentation area in the metadata, and how I was able to push it back over to a report and use it in my captions, and which is very helpful. A little time consuming coding it, but not. Once you change the caption, so every time you change the caption over in the metadata of the database, it will change in the report, which is good. This concludes this video. Please come and see more of my videos at www.sqlcoop.com. Thank you.